Hello everyone, this is Fizz and Avos representing Dunning-Kruger Gaming. Now,
I
what
am
we...
also over here, and we got in the lower left side. Sorry to cut you off there, Fizz, but I am just too excited about this.
You are.
In the lower left-hand side, we've got EGIdrA in the red, and let's go ahead and start this and get our nameplate going. And up in the upper right-hand side, this is who we got, the replay pack from. This is crBox. He's a Grandmaster out of Canada, and we're trying to get him a little bit of footage out there because he was so kind to give us some replays. He posted this on Team Liquid, gave us a whole replay pack, and we were just terribly excited to see EGIdrA playing against him.
Indeed, I am just over the moon for watching any game involving EGIdrA. I think he's a phenomenal player, and I also love his little rage quits that he does whenever he does lose. So whether win or lose, I love watching any EGIdrA game, and it'll be interesting to see how crBox represents his home country of Canada.
I too love watching EGIdrA. I just think it's fantastic. There have been a few games. It's disappointing that Zerg can't do any hallucinations, because seeing him rage quit after seeing a bunch of hallucinated Colossus, just phenomenal. I do get a little disappointed that EGIdrA is a little bit BM, but it does fit his character very well. And he's just such an entertaining player to watch, even if he is being a little bit rude now and again.
Both players very close on their drone count, EGIdrA being just slightly ahead in terms of getting those drones out and having that first Overlord pop out with its cocoon. As we're seeing, both players are sending drones down to their expansions, and they're going to take those now at 15, so it's going to be a mirror 15 hatch versus 15 hatch. Now the Overlords aren't kissing in the middle, which is a little disappointing to see. Love it when they get their slimy tentacles out and grasp each other on their way past.
And it's also interesting to see that these two players, neither one of them has opted to use any of the new fun skins that are available, at least not to this point. I have a feeling that EGIdRA's made it to the point where he can use an Overlord skin, but he's opting not to use it, and the same with crBox. And I believe in some of the other replays we've watched, he opts to not use it, just keeping that distraction down. And
Exactly.
It'll be interesting to see if either one of them is using the Zergling skin.
Indeed, I think that's probably because, you know, they're trying to be hipsters a little bit. Using the Overlords, using the new skins is too mainstream for them. They want to stand out, given that they're Grandmaster level players. Interesting to note that EGIdrA opted for the pool first, whereas crBox actually opted for gas first, following up with his pool.
But it's interesting that the hatcheries are both coming down at the exact same time, despite the fact that these pools are slightly differently timed. This is just refined builds to the max for both of these players, which is something that you definitely expect from Grandmasters level play.
I would argue that crBox's gas timing is actually more refined, because as soon as his pool popped, he was actually able to begin metabolic boost, whereas EGIdrA has had to wait since his gas came later, and he's going to actually be a little bit behind in terms of that meta boost timing. So crBox opts for some kind of pressure here.
He's almost 20 seconds behind on that, so it'll be interesting to see if that'll make a difference. We've got the Baneling Nest coming down for crBox. It looks like he's going to fit the meta pretty much to a T for both of them. Baneling Nests within seconds of each other. So it looks like it's going to fit ZvZ matchup pretty well. Interested to see that they are putting these Baneling Nests at the front, maybe as kind of a warning to the other player that, hey, I've got Banelings coming, you better back off. But they're not using them to aid that wall off. Both of them have them very far away from that main ramp, knowing that crBox on his, that creep is just now spreading out to the point where he can use it, but I believe EGIdRA's was far enough out that he could have walled that just a little bit.
Both players opting for a single spine crawler at the front, just next to the Baneling Nest for crBox, and just behind for EGIdRA. So it'll be interesting to see how crBox has gone for more of a horizontal wall, whereas EGIdRA is actually creating a line that he can micro around his hatchery rather. And both players have now taken all 4 of their gas, so we're likely that we're going to see some muta play coming out here. Both players fairly close on their layer timing. It was
within
disappointing
seconds.
to see crBox not take advantage of that 20-second metabolic boost window that he would have had in order to really put some pressure on top of EGIdrA there. He's pulling his 2 links back that are damaged. Just waypointing some more drones. He's got banelings sitting at the top of his ramp, just in case there's a run by.
I would like to mention, if you look over in crBox's base, just down at his natural, he's got his spine crawler focusing down those unbuildable plates. EGIdrA has already taken those down, and as a Zerg player, with the ZvZ matchups, this is probably the most important place where you need to take out those unbuildable plates, because you don't have a whole lot of Zerg that are going to build down at the bottom of that ramp. However, you do need to take them out just in case you misclick on those unbuildable plates. You don't want your banelings detonating on those unbuildable plates. It's just a terrible thing to watch. 4 or 5 banelings detonating all at once on those unbuildable plates and doing nothing, leaving you completely defenseless against a huge swarm of Zerglings just running rampant around your base.
That would indeed be catastrophic. Both players actually taking their 3rd hatcheries at about the same time, about the 8-minute mark here. So this is astounding. Both players are basically going for the same build. EGIdrA is almost complete his Spire, with crBox just being slightly behind. He's going to force a cancel on that Spine Crawler, so the pressure is going onto crBox's 3rd expansion, or 2nd expansion.
But I do love this play from crBox with that early layer tech. He's using this Overlord just puking creep all over so that he can drop that Spine Crawler to help him defend. And unfortunately, I don't know, he got the cancel off, but it's just a little disappointing that pressure kept him from having that. But it looks like he's going to counterattack on the left-hand side and try and get EGIdRA's base without the cancel.
Yeah, waiting.
But the mutas are there to help out and defend that.
The difference here being that he has actually killed off the hatchery, whereas crBox was only forced to cancel from EGIdrA going in a little bit too early. And EGIdrA not opting for that same Overlord puke of creep onto the location of his 3rd, which did not allow him to get some defensive spine crawlers up. Potentially he could have saved it there. And both players are producing mutas now, with 11 from EGIdrA and another 1 in production. Only 4 from crBox, but there's another 10 popping out relatively soon.
So this will be interesting to see if crBox can even hold this, because it looks like he's got a lot of Zergling pressure, and with these mutas that are coming in, he is chasing EGIdrA off, and those are some nice baneling hits over in his main. And he has scared EGIdrA off, and I'm kind of curious that neither one of these players has opted to get either the attack or even the armor upgrade even.
Well,
but he is taking out some overlords.
EGIdrA is actually 2/3 of the way through his armor upgrade, which, if your opponent is going Mutalisks as well, is the better upgrade for you to choose, because it just reduces the damage done by the glaive attack on the Mutalisk by a significant amount. If your opponent is not opting for Mutalisks, the attack upgrade is probably the better choice. But in this scenario, EGIdrA has made the better choice here. He started his upgrades a lot earlier and gone for the armor first, whereas crBox has opted for the damage upgrade, which I don't think is quite a smart choice. He's also quite late on that.
EGIdrA with the Mutalisk advantage right now, it'll be nice to see somebody try and overcome this Mutalisk. He's got a huge advantage. He's got several more mutas on the field. He's producing more, but it looks like crBox might be able to catch up. But EGIdrA is going for the +1 attack. He already has the +1 armor. Right now, crBox needs to put on a lot of pressure and prevent EGIdrA from being able to keep ahead on these mutas.
Mutas very close here. Probably not the best engage for crBox. They're very close on numbers, but at that actual location, EGIdrA just has a few more, and his armor upgrade is finished. Both of them are roughly equal in terms of their attack damage upgrade. So if crBox goes for an attack here, or attempts to trade rather with EGIdRA's mutas, he's gonna have a bad time.
Oh, and it's just terrible when you start watching Muta engagements. You never know when you're coming ahead or behind. You just know that your numbers are dwindling and you're hoping that your opponents are dwindling just as quickly. But once they've got a slight advantage, they just annihilate all of your mutas. And so crBox is smartly running away after getting that extractor, trying to put a damper on EGIdRA's muta production. And those are some nice Baneling hits down there.
Not a good
I think
engage.
EGIdRA was running those Zerglings down to try and absorb some of the glaive splash. And it's an interesting move to try and keep your mutas alive as long as possible.
Yeah, the Lings here from crBox are a fairly integral part of this muta trade because he simply does not have enough. EGIdRA having the armor upgrade means that he is ridiculously strong. And
oh, and there's the GG. EGIdRA has pulled it off. Unfortunately, crBox could not overcome EGIdRA's muta production. So this was a great game between crBox and EG's EGIdRA. And this is Avos. And for not EG's, but DKG and Fizz, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.